Phew. So yeah, Samaritan.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What did you think?
Your text after watching it, your text of just Samaritan was a movie. It made so much sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that there were no redeeming qualities whatsoever. It was just like, yeah, it was a movie.
Yeah. No, for sure. I don't know. Whoever made it, I feel like they might have just like listened to that Billie Eilish song, like "I'm the Bad Guy" or whatever.
Yeah.
They're just like, I got it.
Yeah,
I know the movie.
It was really predictable. Like me and my fiance guessed the big twist so early on.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty obvious. Like with
knocking people around senselessly. He was obviously not the real Samaritan. Spoiler alert.
Right. I don't know if we're gonna have to say anything like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think that it's because I'm not gonna like recommend it.
I feel like if they would have done like a prequel, like the actual story of Nemesis and Samaritan, like I feel like that would have been better than just jumping into like the future of their characters.
Yeah, it's like they just wanted to skip right ahead to making a Hancock movie.
Right. But it's like I don't know these characters, like
and the kid, the main character, he was like, I did not enjoy him as a character at all.
Yeah, no, or that like Tekashi 6ix9ine type character.
Bro, do you know that character, the actor, used to play a little boy on Hannah Montana?
Really?
His name was Rico. And he was like the goofiest little kid on Hannah Montana. And they were trying to parade him around like I'm supposed to be scared of him.
Yeah, no. Definitely, I don't know, a movie you'd put on in the background while you do something else, I guess. Yeah. Good background movie.
Yeah, it is a good background movie. And what's disappointing is that, because the trailer, I don't know if you watched the trailer before you put on the movie, did you?
No, not at all. I went blind.
Okay, because the trailer, it made it look pretty promising, and one of the reasons I wanted to even talk about Samaritan was I thought, okay, like, this looks like it's going to be a good movie. It'll be something that's alternative to, like the Marvel and DC stuff. And it wasn't an actual valid alternative. That's the disappointing part.
I would say, like Invincible, that's a pretty valid alternative. I don't know if you've seen that at all.
Yes, Invincible was great.
Actually, I think you are the one who recommended that to me.
Actually. Maybe. I loved that one. That was I hope that they continue on with that. But yeah, I mean, Samaritan, just to, obviously, because people are going to be listening to this, Samaritan is a movie that was, I believe, produced by Sylvester Stallone, in which he plays the main character, and he's old man that some kid figures out has superpowers, and he's actually the superhero from the past named Samaritan. And Samaritan used to have an evil twin brother that was his nemesis, named, you guessed it, Nemesis. So this is years later after their big fight, and the kid finds out, and that leads to the kid getting into trouble, and one of the guys from Game of Thrones is in this movie as the bad guy. And then it turns out that Samaritan was Nemesis the whole time. And like I was saying, it's so clear from how he was just ragdolling people the whole movie.
Yeah, he wasn't being a good person in any way.
Not at all. He didn't seem like someone that cared at all about the health and well-being of others. And as soon as he said, he was like, but I know for sure that Nemesis died that night. I was like, you're Nemesis. That's so cliche. You are Nemesis.
Yeah. I'll never be Nemesis again.
Yeah.
I don't know, that hammer was pretty cool though.
Hammer was cool. I agree.
Pretty cool.
I agree. It would have been a cool twist if the bad guy that was trying to, take on the Nemesis mantle, if we had found out that he was actually Samaritan's son.
Yeah, that would have been really awesome, actually.
It would have been a cool twist. I was hoping something like that was going to happen. Like, he was going to be Samaritan's son, and he was taking on the mantle of Nemesis, and so he was fighting Samaritan, but then in that battle, he finds out that it's actually Nemesis, and then realizes that his dad never abandoned him.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been a crazy, like a cool twist on the whole story, but instead it was just the bad guy was someone who looked up to who he thought was the bad guy and then found out he was fighting the bad guy.
Right. He was just kind of, his backstory was weak.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, it didn't really make much sense for him to be as evil or trying to take up the mantle. Like, quite so much.
he was just the stereotypical bad guy.
Yeah.
There was this moment in the movie, and it made us feel uncomfortable while we were watching it. But it was the bad guy shakes the kid for a second, and the kid does this weird, creepy laugh. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Honestly, I don't remember that.
It was so weird and out of character. Like, it was like the next words out of his mouth were going to be like, "Yeah, spit on me," or something.
It just changes directions, becomes a horror movie. He's like a possessed child now or something.
Exactly. Yeah, man. I'm kind of glad you didn't end up seeing Quantumania too.
Oh yeah,
yeah. My least favorite Ant-Man movie, hands down.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I've seen the MODOK memes, so
yeah, it's not like a horrible movie. Like, I'm not gonna say that, but it was just it was easily the worst of the Ant-Man ones. Just like I would be surprised if an actual fan disagreed with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a lot of CGI though. It was,
how did they balance the comedy? Because they've been struggling with that lately.
was the least funny of the Ant-Man movies too. Like, it wasn't, it was odd. And the comedy that there was, it was like it just wasn't really funny.
Like Try Hard almost.
Yeah, and a lot of it was like there were multiple times where it was alluded to that Hank Pym's wife, Janet, that was, stuck in the quantum realm previously, Michelle Pfeiffer's character. It's alluded to that, just like how she slept with other guys, one of them being Bill Murray. Bill Murray.
Oh yeah, I was just about to ask why he was in there.
It was a small part that was very inconsequential, but it was someone that she slept with during the however many years she was down there, and it was just I hated her character throughout the movie. It just, a lot of the plot hinged on I didn't tell you about this when I saw you at first, and now this is all new, secret stuff that I was hiding. Just like about the fact that the quantum realm is like how it was, like that there's beings down there, and it's whole civilizations, and she just didn't talk about any of this between Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania. It
just out of nowhere, kind of like
exactly.
Yeah.
And then it tried to make her out to be like the tough, character who leads them through the quantum realm and stuff like that. And it's like, your stunt double is probably a third of your age. Like, you can't do any of this stuff, Michelle Pfeiffer.
I was just going to ask how you feel about the whole MODOK thing.
So this one, I'll definitely say spoiler alert for. And if anyone doesn't want to hear what I'm about to say, skip forward like 30 seconds. But yeah, as far as we know, they killed off MODOK, which is lame because I thought that he would be a good recurring villain to just keep in the Marvel Universe. The CGI to make his face look stupid. They should have gone full CGI and not just tried to stretch the guy's face to fit the space,
Right, like Mr. Potato Head or whatever.
Yeah, it was weird.
Kind of how it comes across, honestly.
And he was more comedic than I would expect MODOK to be. But I guess it makes sense since they just did that comedy on Hulu, MODOK, and made him a funny character. Did you hear about that? The comedy?
I don't think so.
It's like stop motion or it might even be, I think the creators of, well, no, not the creators. I think it has some type of association with Robot Chicken.
Oh, okay.
And so it's that kind of animation, and then Patton Oswalt does the voice of MODOK.
Oh, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's it was pretty funny. But yeah, the MODOK stuff, it was unimpressive. The movie as a whole was just unimpressive. The guy that they got to play Kang is mostly good. Like I've liked him in other things more than I liked him in this. Jonathan Majors is the actor, and he's a really good actor from what I've seen, and he even had some really good parts in Quantumania, but it just wasn't enough to make me go like, to get me like really excited about it. And then it was weird because he did, a good job acting throughout most of the movie, and then in the end credit scene you see him as different versions of himself. And he has to act like 3 different versions of himself, and that's when his acting chops just like go out the window. It was it was like a weird scene to I don't know, it was kind of cringy, honestly.
Oh, really? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so I don't know. I really want alternative stuff. Like that's why I wanted to watch Samaritan, because I wanted to give that a shot. So I'm just really looking for alternative stuff that's kind of up and coming and doing better than the most recent Marvel movies, since I was so attached to them for so long. But one of the things I would say is like The Boys. Have you watched that?
I couldn't get into it.
You couldn't? Okay.
No. Let's see here. What was that one? Oh, if they did something like the Watchmen movie, like if something came along and was that good.
Did you ever end up watching the Watchmen show on HBO?
No, but if it was on HBO, that might actually be good. Because HBO makes some really good shows. It's pretty much all I watch is HBO shows. To be honest.
I liked it. The Watchmen show that they made, I think it was a Max original, actually. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I might have to check that out.
Yeah, the guy, if you watch it, the guy that plays Dr. Manhattan on the Watchmen show, he would be a great pick to play the Silver Surfer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like based on his performance as Dr. Manhattan, I think he could translate that over to being the Silver Surfer because they're not so different.
Yeah, they're pretty similar characters as
In
far as like
terms of demeanor.
right. Yeah, not necessarily powers, but
yeah, exactly.
demeanor for sure.
yeah. But yeah, I think he could do a good job of that. Do you like the Guardians movies, the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Those are kind of my favorite ones.
The new trailer?
I haven't, but okay. I heard there was like a Christmas special they did that I need to catch up on.
Yeah, I actually I did a video of that one. That was my holiday special back in December.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I must have watched that then.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was good. It's not required viewing, but it does, there is some information that you learn from the holiday special. But this new trailer, it looks like it's going to be great.
Yeah, what's like the setup for this one? Like have they said like main enemy or anything?
I think that I don't know if they ever say his name in the trailer, but it looks like it's the High Evolutionary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that it is because it's whoever experimented on Rocket.
Okay, and that's High Evolutionary's character.
You don't know that in the comics that is the case, but in the comics, the High Evolutionary creates like hybrid human beasts.
Oh, okay.
So it wouldn't be a big jump for them because I mean the MCU is allowed to take its liberties with stuff like that, in my opinion, because it's a fresh story in that case.
Yeah, it's like its own universe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, in this universe, the High Evolutionary created Rocket. Like that's cool to me. I don't get into all the how some people are like, that's not how it happened in the comics.
I don't get into that either. Like there was that Rings of Power show that came out, and everyone freaked out over that. And I was like, I still think it's a good show, even though it might not be exactly like the Lord of the Rings books or whatever.
Yeah, we watched that too, and I had heard bad things, but watching it, I actually enjoyed it. I didn't really like the main character very much, but overall, I enjoyed the movie, though. I mean, the show.
Yeah, I thought it was entertaining.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't really have anything bad to say about it. There was just like the chick that they got to play the main character though is kind of just like the whole Bella from Twilight thing. Like you just don't have any other expressions other than the one.
Yeah.
She's either like not emoting at all or she's doing a weird twitch with her nose. That's all she does in Rings of Power. But the show is great though. It's just her acting is a little questionable.
Oh, I'll agree with that for sure.
But I actually, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to ask what else is coming out as far as like this phase though with Marvel, because I'm not even aware.
Yeah, they've set up for a season 2 of Loki. That actually kind of tied into QUANTUMANIA. What else is coming out this phase? I know that The Marvels is going to come out, but I'm not excited about it. It's it was originally Captain Marvel 2, but they changed it to The Marvels because nobody likes Brie Larson. Honestly, like I'm almost positive that's why. And I heard that the movie is partially a musical.
Okay, that's a change in direction.
Exactly. Disney has so many other things that are musicals. Don't do this to the Marvel movies. Why?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. In terms of stuff coming out this year, the Guardians movie comes out in May. That's exciting.
Yeah,
because that's James Gunn. And it was written years ago too. So
probably go see that.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to see that. I'm not sure what other one, because a lot of stuff, like the Disney Plus stuff, a lot of that is being pushed back. Because Disney's not doing very well in terms of their subscriber count on Disney Plus and just their money currently, their financial standing. They're just losing money.
Wait, is there a Craven movie coming out?
Sony, I think, is at least talking about making a Craven movie. I don't know if it's been filmed or anything yet. But that's going to be part of Sony's villain verse. Like, it's supposed to be connected to Morbius. I just hope they do a better job with Craven.
yeah, that they could have done better there.
With Morbius?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I watched it on like a long flight, and I was not impressed.
Yeah, Jared Leto, why? Like, why are people still hiring him for these comic book movies?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Not his forte, for sure.
Not. And like, there was a lot of just funny lines in that movie, too. Like, he was talking about how the bats see him as a brother and stuff.
Yeah.
And his, the weird scene where he's kissing his love interest, and then all of a sudden it focuses in, and you see Milo in the background staring at them. It's just like real weird stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
No, and it's disappointing too, because like Morbius was one of my favorite villains from the '90s cartoon.
Yeah, Morbius is cool. And there has got to have been someone who would have played that part better.
Yeah.
Like they just went to Jared Leto because they thought, oh, here's a weird looking white guy that has long hair. Like, I
mean, he does kind of have the look for it, but
he does, but I mean, yeah, and they could have, I'm sure, found someone that actually had an accent. And could have actually been like Michael Morbius. That's how I know that they just went for Jared Leto. Because if they were really trying to be true to Morbius, they would have gone with someone who just has an accent.
Yeah, and it was like Eastern European from what I remember.
Yeah, it was something. Yeah, I would say Eastern European sounds right. So you're playing Rust mostly right now?
Well, I was deep in Rust we ended up finding like a 30-day server where it doesn't wipe everything for 30 days.
Oh, wow.
Like where it just resets everything. And we got pretty far in that, did pretty much everything we could, and it actually just wiped today.
Oh.
So I think I'm pretty rusted out at this point.
Yeah. I could have. I'm actually 30 days of like a specific goal or whatnot.
Yeah, just trying to get as much materials and raid as many people as possible.
Yeah.
But no, I've moved on to an RPG phase.
Okay.
So I'm actually playing 3 different RPGs at one time. On the Switch, I'm playing Persona 4.
Okay.
I just started Final Fantasy 14, which is like an MMORPG, kind of like, I guess, WoW, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I've never really been into MMOs, so we'll see.
I used to love World of Warcraft when I was younger. I probably would have gotten way too into it if I had a better computer.
Yeah,
because I just gave up on it after a while because my computing power just was not handling it. This was back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, no, it can be hard to keep up with games on the PC.
And you said the third one?
Someone gifted me the original Fallout, and I've always wanted to play the first two Fallouts because I started with Fallout 3 and never actually played the first two.
The first two are like they're 2-dimensional, right? Those are older.
They're 3D, but it's like a top-down point and click type.
Okay.
Almost like, I don't even know how to describe it, like a tactics type game. I need to go back to Elden Ring at some point too.
That man, I want to play Elden Ring so bad. I have the remastered Dark Souls on the Switch. I should probably finish that game. But Elden Ring looks so cool. I just can't wait to get a PS5.
Yeah.
Hopefully this year will be the year. Just wish Sony would release their systems in a acceptable manner.
Yeah, to where there's like some available.
Yeah, to where you can actually go buy one when you want one.
Right.
And not have to pay, egregious amounts on eBay or something just so you can get a PlayStation.
Yeah, I think they were taking a card out of Nintendo's playbook there.
Was that what Nintendo has been notorious for?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because, every kid gets a Nintendo console out that they run out so fast.
Okay, yeah, because by the time I got a Switch, I could just buy a Switch. It wasn't anything I had to really stress out over.
Yeah, same. I didn't get it right away.
Yeah, I think I got it the second year the Switch was out.
Yeah, I do love the Switch though, man.
Oh yeah, if I had to choose one console, it might be the Switch. Out
of this generation, absolutely. Yeah. It's definitely the best.
Yeah, because it's so versatile, and you can just take it on an airplane with you. Know.
That new Zelda comes out in a couple months.
Yes, I'm excited. I can't wait to play that because Breath of the Wild was so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably the best Zelda game, honestly.
Yeah, I did really like Twilight Princess because I could turn into a wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I actually have the amiibo for Breath of the Wild that is Link as a wolf. And did you know that if you have that amiibo, then you can scan Wolf Link into Breath of the Wild?
I did not know you could do that. That's awesome, though.
Yeah, you scan in the amiibo, and then now you have Wolf Link following you around and fighting enemies, and he's got his own hearts. And so if he gets hurt, you can actually drop food on the ground, and then he eats it.
That's an awesome... I didn't even know that you could do that with amiibo.
Yeah, man. When I heard about amiibos, I was like, what kinds of things can I do with these? And yeah, that was one of the coolest ones. I have Roy for Super Smash Bros. Too. And you know what they do in Super Smash Bros?
No, not at all.
Oh, it's an AI character that learns how to fight you.
Like it learns how you fight?
Yeah, that's how it was explained to me.
That's crazy.
And it actually levels up and gets harder as it levels up. I think it goes up to level 99 or something. And my Roy is level 99, and you can just scan him in when you're doing a fight between you and your friends. You just scan this Roy AI into the game, and then he kills us a lot.
That's really crazy. I had no idea. Does that Starlink game have those ships for the amiibo, or is that like something completely different?
Are you talking about how you can have the ship and connect your controller to it or something?
Yeah, it's like, is that amiibo or is that something different?
No, that one, I believe that's something just specific for that game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the amiibos are all like little collectible looking things.
Yeah, that's always been like the coolest thing about Nintendo, though, is that they they do more than just, you know, just the game. And they've kind of always tried to do that with all their consoles.
Yeah, they're definitely, like, you don't hear a lot of PlayStation and Xbox households, but you hear all the time that there's a Nintendo and an Xbox, or a Nintendo and a PlayStation. And it's because it's just, they're always on their own level of gaming.
Yeah. Yeah. I look at it this way. It's more for fun. Whereas like the other consoles are more for like, I don't know, sweating and playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, I agree. They're the more, it's just like, it's better processing and computing and whatnot, for sure. But in terms of just like overall enjoyment, I say the Switch for sure. Are you into Mandalorian? Okay.
I mean,
it's starting up on the. Wait, it's already started.
I do like that guy as an actor, though. Now that I've seen him in Last of Us.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out because he's the Mandalorian, isn't he?
He is the Mandalorian.
Okay.
You just hardly ever see his face. Like you just hardly ever see his face in the show,
right?
Yeah,
right. But I mean, it's still him doing the acting, though, right?
Yes,
like,
yeah. It's really cool that he can convey as much as he does when you just don't see his face. It's actually pretty. It's a talent. I'll have to say.
Yeah, maybe I'll catch up on that one.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
You might just fall in love with Baby Yoda. Man, well, great talking with you again, and we're obviously gonna do it more. So
yeah. Have a good one.
All right, man. See you later.
Later.